then by December 12th, Pluto's opposing his Saturn again. That would mean the things that were going to become, if he got elected again, his old legal things would have fallen away from 2015, 16. And this would mean they could be set in motion then. And then Pluto opposes Venus in February 2021. Confrontation over finances. And so in the end, he was president while Saturn was opposing the sun. So for all the things he set up, it's going to cost him. He's going to lose more money than it's going to cost him a lot. He would have been better being the businessman, let someone else be the president, and then the business has just been making money doing his hotels. He walked into a mode that wasn't his best mode, but he thinks it is. Okay, so this is the 21. Then Neptune squares his moon. That could be confusion from the family, or maybe the family aren't being loyal, or other things are happening. That's by March. But by April, Mars is conjunct the Sun, so for a month or so he's pumped up in April 21. Then Neptune comes in again. There's confusions again. Neptune can be scandals, it can be guilt, it can be sorrows. I mean, it's hard to imagine a president getting arrested after being turned, but it's not necessarily impossible under this. Neptune squares Sun, Pluto opposed to Venus again in July. Neptune squares Sun. They go back and forth late through to July of 21, and then the Neptune comes back again in October. So like just in a 2-year period, there's a lot of stuff happening. We saw it in the 8-year graph. We're seeing it more completely within this. So if he's coming to see you, you're going to be having to say, you look like you're in trouble. You're in debt. You better put a damage control situation in place to try and deal with this, because you'll be lucky to win, to get through this. So when he's desperate, what would he do? Okay, so now we got like he's learning new skills. He's building up. Even if he loses the presidency with Saturn down below, he's going to build up and have other businesses, other things. He's going to have other connections. He's going to build up some connections. You know, if it all went bad from in America, he could go to Russia, or he could go to some other country where he would be well wanted or doing it. Who knows? He would go, it would be convenient for him, and things would work building up for him from that. But it's almost like this is a lesson in learning about politics that's costly for him, and for everyone else in the same way. But it's hard to think that he's going to be able to hold steady. He may fight it, but it's not like he's going to win through this. Not going to win support or appreciation. And that seems to me, with the Venus being hit, that some of his popularity and support could be lost by bigger scandals being continuous, becoming more and more real, and not just a fantasy, not just a Democratic conspiracy coming up. So, okay. And, okay, now we're going to look at his progressions. His progressed Sun starts up, his Sun starts up in the 10th house with Uranus. It moves forward into the 11th, went into his 12th house. And it was actually in his 12th house when he started the campaign. So we're going to look a little more closely at this. These are all of his, I want to look at his progressed moon first. Okay, so we're going to let's go back at this a second. So this is for this year, and there's a progressed new moon just happened. Sun and Moon in Virgo has got the new moon in his first house. But this is the first house. This is his identity of who he is. This is not so much the 10th house, although he's identifying that he is the president, that he is the king. And in one way, it got him to be there. We got to see how this is going, but it's going below the horizon. Personal lifestyle is more important than status. It seems to be a contradiction here. Okay, so this is the progressed moon to the progressed sun. This gives the moon phases, the 8 moon phases. There's the progressed new moon, September 16th, 2019. It's just the new moon started right then. Okay, so he's in the progressed new moon phase. His eclipses, he's born in June 14th. So there's the June 14th. He's born under the lunar eclipse. And the solar eclipse happened in, would happen 15 years later, we'll get to this, he would have the solar eclipse when he's about 14, 15 years old. And then all the rest are new moons and full moons. They're not eclipses. But this last, okay, so we'll come up to these. But I want to read the moon phase. Here. For the new moon phase. Okay, waxing new moon phase. Here we go. Okay, this is the beginning of the lunar cycle. Lasts for 3.5 days, years, and progressions. The light is emerging gently from the depths of the darkest moment up to the first slim crescent of light, and a little further until the crescent is smiling brightly. This is a highly intuitive time filled with deep impressions and new beginnings. This is a time of seed moments and powerful insights. There's a predominant undercurrent of anxious anticipation. A new moon cycle is born. Born under this phase, you need to feel that your life is just beginning to open up. The challenge is subjective. Are you prepared to advance your own cause? You should readily adjust your lifestyle to support any new sense of direction you feel is emerging within you. You'll be constantly having to make new starts in life. You'll be sensitive to new beginnings and uncertain about your present surroundings. You are inclined to leave old attachments and memories behind. Well, he's done that consistently. You want to move forward towards your goals and will be frustrated by any setbacks. When you begin a project, it is important to advance with care and gentleness. Make sure that you nurture and protect the germinating seed, the new you. It is usually easier for you to do things than to talk about them. Remember that you do not have to achieve everything right away, but it is important for you to feel that you are advancing towards your goals. You're the kind of person who plants ideas in the minds of others. You'll reach out and impress others subtly. You'll always be able to sense the new path that should be taken. As long as you're moving along this path, you will feel relatively secure. Worries and problems will surface when you crystallize or stop growing. Do not look back or hold on to the past. Nurture the light within, protect your own development, and do not throw your good ideas out to fools who will not appreciate them. Neither should you follow the dreams of others. Trust your own inner sense of direction. Whenever you can make the effort to be creative, you should. Do not try to explain the process, just do it. Consistent effort will accumulate. Well, he's doing this. Reach out, rely on your instincts, grow, break out of old patterns, move on, move on. New beginnings always seem small against the vastness of life around you. Nonetheless, every journey starts with one small step. Try to find friends who will support and acknowledge your effort. Always be cautious about what you say. Words can come back to haunt you. You'll always be trying to start something. Make certain that you take time to water the flowers and plants in your garden of hopes and dreams. The end does not always justify the means, so make your daily life creative. Take time to smell the flowers along your path. You'll be able to draw encouragement and inspiration by listening to birds singing. Okay, so here we go. This is his new moon. But it's pointing to a new direction, a new him. That new him could be the not president him. That could be the new life when he no longer has all these conditions around him. That's, that's, to me, it's a new cycle. It's not the old. Some news coming up. Okay, now, okay, so I just wanted to do that. I'll take that out. I guess the kind of theme of the sun, moon, and how he's born on the opposition. This is the conjunction. You know, just coming in his first house. He's going to be strongly identified to this. It's going to both accentuate his identity. Okay. Everybody's a puzzle. Everybody's a matrix. And our matrices interpenetrate each other and they affect each other, but we have our own matrix of processing, and we're just watching how he processes. It's very different than how a lot of people process. It would be interesting to find other people born on his same day as his birthday and what they did with their life, how they played the same pattern out, but they would probably be at a different time. So there's the big circles, the gray circle, the full moon at birth, and then the new moon in 1960, the new moon eclipse, 1960, the progressed sun here is going along through the 11th house. It's the next new moon was in 1990. And then it came to the full moon in 2005. Then it went forward. The sun's going down through the 12th house here. It's in the 12th house. And it's now the moon, which is going around on the third cycle, is just coming around to hit the IC, the ascendant. Last June, it went down. It'd been for 14 years, it had been above the horizon status. Now it's gone down below the horizon since June to his personal world. And his sun has already gone below the horizon. And it's coming, he just had the new moon. So this whole new impression, what's next, he's seeing it. He's seeing what's next. He's feeling that. Okay, now there's also a big shift in this when a couple of things here. There's a big shift here when it went from when he set the election up, when he went to run for election, his sun was in the 12th house. As the election campaign went on, his sun went over the ascendant in Leo, and he was conjuncted the fixed star Regulus, the king, the ruler, heart of the lion, and then it moved into Virgo. Actually, Virgo, he was born with the Regulus in Leo, but it had moved since then and just had went into Virgo. So his progressed sign went over his ascendant, went over the Regulus, and that was when he got elected. A really big focus on him, on his identity. Wow, I did it, I'm here. But then it also represented a shift of going on Leo on the pride and the sun in Leo to having to go more Virgo, more mental. And of course, as soon as it shifts to the mental, his Mercury square Neptune. And he, in the 11th house, so he has all these different people he relates to and all these different intrigues or Neptune. What do you think? So it brought an accentuation onto mental factors and questionable dealings as it went into the Virgo. So we're going to come into this, look at this a little bit more. I mean, he's certainly been a glamorous astrological subject. He's so extreme in his behavior and his nature, and you really see it in this chart in the Gemini. And you go, oh my God, look at this. You know, like, so we look at his Mercury. His Mercury went forward. Oh, at 81, it went retrograde back to, and then it went direct, came 1919. It came back to the position it started from. So, okay, let's look at this closer. So here's his Mercury. It starts in his 11th house. It goes over Saturn and Venus, cautious dealings, financial dealings, goes into Leo and his 12th house. Goes forward up to until 1981. Let's pull out his bio again and see what was going on there. Let's see what we got. So we're here. Okay, here we go. Let's go back. So in 81, he's married. In 81, Ivana gives birth to Ivanka Trump, to his daughter. Yeah, so that's first kid born. So that was Mercury went retrograde. 81. Baby born. Oh, and his mind was going back other ways. And it went back. It didn't go direct until 2005. 2005, he's got 1, 2, 3. He's divorced. Marries 4.